Hey everyone, this is Tracy, and here is my Module 15 of our case study, Everyday Counts. So, summarize the facts. I am the new principal of Golden State High School, and this school is located in a suburb community that is near a large metropolitan area. Our total number of students are 965 students in grades 9, 10, 11, and 12. There is an issue with our attendance. So in the past few years, before the school did receive a higher rate of attendance, and now we have 85% of our population among our students have missed 10 or more days of each school year, which is a very, very high number. Then, who is involved? Who is involved? We have Dr. Newman. He is the superintendent that I have met with. The principal, in this case, is Mr. Rhodes. And Dr. Newman has shared his concerns with me about the attendance, and this is something that he really wants me to focus on. Those members that are involved, we have our athletic director, our counselor, several teachers that are not reporting, and we do have students and families that have 10 or more absences, and those students are listed below. So, Section 2, report any legal or ethical issues. There are both legal and ethical issues. So, attendance is not being reported. This is the legal part of it. It's not being reported. Teachers and staff members, by law, we have to. They're also showing favoritism to particular students. Now, this is a local district policy and a state law that students are to be at school. So we are breaking that, and that is a legal issue. Dr. Newman mentioned that we do have a good relationship between our juvenile court system and social services, and neither of these parties have been informed or notified about these absences. And as parents, they are required for parents or for students to go to school, and that's being violated. It's not being notified to the law. Yes. Ethical issues. We have staff members that are showing favoritism, like I said earlier. They're not reporting the high numbers. They're checking off, they're signing off, and supporting students not being at school. They're allowing this to happen. So our athletic director, teachers, counselor, my question is just thinking about this, how are their actions being shown to other staff members and to our student body? How are they portraying our attendance? Just like it doesn't matter. So these issues are not being reported. Section 3, as the principal at Golden Oak High School, we are experiencing a significant decline in our attendance among our student body, and this problem is the result of staff members not adhering to the school district policy and the state laws of school attendance and applying this equally to all students. So let's synthesize the facts. First, let's look at the people. We know our school has 965 students between 9th and 12th grade that are attending Golden Oak High School. Most students are coming from middle-income families. We do have some students that are living in poverty, and we also have other students that live in high-income families. So a big range of incomes that our students are coming from. We also have a diversity among students. It has increased. We have a high number of Hispanics and Asians that are attending our school, which that's what we want. And we do have, between those families, they are now commuting at least 1 to 2 hours every day. One other people group that we do have our teachers, and most of these teachers have been at our school for 10 or more years in their same positions. Unknown facts. I'm just going to read a few. I'm sorry, some of them are covered up, so I'll read those. But how do the majority of students get to school? So I would love to know what's the average distance that these children's home is from our school. How are they getting to school? Why are they missing school? Who is able to see the attendance? Are parents being notified daily, quarterly? What does that look like? And what's the perception of the school's attendance from other leadership positions? So I would love to send out a questionnaire and just figure that out from teachers, from other staff members, from families, and from students. What is their perception of our attendance? And my last one, who decided on penalizing students and their grades? I would love to know the why behind that. That's something that I want to know more about and really get down to the bottom of that consequence. And the place. So our school is in a suburb of a metropolitan area. It's an hour or two away for parents that are commuting, and they are providing jobs. The surrounding area that our school, or the surrounding area of our school, is growing in population. So that means more families are coming. We have higher Hispanic and Asian population. So students that are attending their families, they also are middle income families, low income, poverty, and high income families. So some unknown facts that I have listed. How has this community culture changed? Has it been a positive change due to the attendance and even to our school and to the new students that are coming in? What has changed in our growth and development of our surrounding area? What's the percentage of low level of students coming from poverty, middle income, high income families? What's the percentage of students that are attending school in these different income brackets? That's something really to think about and analyze more as a staff. What is the percentage of attendance among students whose parents are commuting to work? Because that is something to also consider. So the program. Our school serves 965 students through 9th through 12th grade. Attendance is a growing concern. Extracurricular activities, we actually have some really wonderful ways for students to get involved. We have 11 team sports and 31 different clubs. Some questions that I don't know yet that I would like to research more through just staff and students. How do students become involved in these different extracurricular activities? Are there requirements for their involvement and for the continued involvement throughout the season, like grades or attendance? Who is overseeing that? So my question, is there an athletic team, or is it just the athletic director that oversees these activities? And also, what is the percentage of students being involved in one activity or 2 to 5 activities or even more than that? I would like to analyze that data, and also something I want to know is, are activities allowing for our diverse population to get involved? And what are the rules or the expectations for students that are missing because of this high number of involvement? If they do miss school, what's the requirement for homework, and what are those policies look like? So to review and prioritize the information, first, the attendance has become a major issue at this school. This does not help our school culture. It doesn't help our school growth. It doesn't help our student improvement, our staff improvement. Just the morale of the school is damaged because all stakeholders are involved. Students, families, teachers, and myself are responsible for the outcome of this issue. So we're looking at jobs and student learning and student futures that are at risk, and parents and the district. We're all at risk because of these decisions that have been made. And after talking with all involved stakeholders, I do feel like I'm going to have more knowledge and just to be able to make a decision. So I have 4 decisions. My first one, I could do nothing. Now, the concern here is that the morale is going to continue to, well, first, the attendance is going to continue to drop. The morale of my staff, of my students, is going to continue to decrease. And parents, there's hindering their involvement in their child's improvement and their academic career. So option number 1, not too happy about that one. Option 2, I could discipline teachers and parents. Now, simply put, that's going to break a lot of trust and relationships for the present, for past and future. And I feel like where we are right now, that's just not the choice that I want to make, to report parents or even my teacher, my staff. Because then I'm going to have to hire new staff, and I think there's a better, more effective option I could take. Third option is just if I talk to my staff and talk to my parents. I just feel like this, as high school students and as parents, I don't want to parent them. And as teachers, I don't want to preach. But it is a conversation, and we need to get down to the bottom of it. But I think that how that could be done is going with option 4, informing and developing stakeholders. So inform my staff of the issue, analyze research, analyze the data of our low attendance and how that is impacting our students' improvement. And for parents, having a parent night and just talking about kind of some options of if there are problems, how can we help? How can we get kids to school? Is it the commuting? Is it the location? Just understanding that their child's presence matters, that their classroom is different because they're not there. So there are my options. Now, evaluating my options, I kind of talked about them earlier. I'm going to just hit on the cons with some of these. Attendance rate for option 1, it's probably not going to change. It's just going to get worse. And I feel like that's just putting a Band-Aid over something that is, as we've seen in the past, it's growing. Option 2, disciplining teachers. Again, parents are going to pull kids out. Teachers are going to leave. The trust and relationships are broken. I don't really want to have that. Third option, I could just have a conversation with my staff and my teachers and parents. But I feel like I don't want to point fingers. I just don't feel like, I feel like there's a misconception or a misunderstanding, and I want to get down to the bottom of that. So my option is to go with my 4th one, to inform and develop my stakeholders, my teachers, my staff, my students even, and definitely my parents through professional development, through a parent night, and having them be a part of this community and the impact of our low attendance. So again, I'm going to go with professional development. I want to help my teachers, not just this year or not help just students this year, but it's our future, it's our foundation. Change needs to happen. And this is the state law and district policy. And so I just feel like as a whole, we can do a lot better and we can do that together. So choosing my option with a parents' night, I just think, first off, I definitely, even with my teachers, getting some perception from both parties, from all stakeholders, and then go from there. And I definitely would want to have a leadership team for my teachers and my staff and parents as well, of what would this look like if we would roll this out. So imagine implementing my decision. It would be hard. Again, like I said, I want to gather a leadership team that I can trust and that we are looking out for all of our students and their improvement and just closing the gap that is continuing to grow. And I want to make the best decision for parents and how can I help them. And I also want to talk to other principals and closer in this district and even different districts of what are their expectations, what are their policies, what happens when students aren't, what are the consequences. They're high school students and they know learning takes place when they're at school. And so I just really, really, really want to talk and help us learn together the importance of being at school. So again, implementing my decision, definitely I do understand the importance to evaluate and develop and just have a data-informed decision. I don't want to have a rational decision because that would just break the bridge that's being built between staff members because it is my first year here. And I want to grow that community among our families and our students. And I want change to happen, and I know it can. So I know it'd be much harder than this, but this was a great activity.